Hi guys, welcome back to another video where I read. Did you turn it down for me?
Yeah.
So sweet. I read a book. Gonna be in the pool, reading my book. When you kill a penumbra, your life sentence is death. Because what I thought when I was at 55% was gonna happen towards the end hasn't happened. But not just any book. I look so tired. I read the first book, I want to say in April, and I loved it so much that it is my favorite book of 2025 so far. We're about to be in June. Tomorrow's going to be June. So I just received the second book at the end, like last week. No, I went on vacation and it came the day that I was going on vacation. But I am going to read Filthy Rich Fae, but the Fallen Court. And I believe it's just a duology. Don't quote me on that though. It's by Geneva Lee. Yeah. No.
Geneva?
Geneva.
Are you sure?
Yes, babe. I'm pretty sure. I got the sprayed edges one. I actually pre-ordered this after I read the first book because I loved it that much that I was like, I have to pre-order it. And then, of course, it came in the mail. I don't know why I ever pre-order books because every time I pre-order a book, it's already out at like my local Walmart. I'm so excited to read this and I'm bringing you guys along. Of course, I have my bag of markers because you know me and my quotes. Let's see. Let's pick out the markers together. My camera, I didn't know that the battery was already dying or that it dead. It was dead. It was dead. I didn't know that until I went to come and film now. But I'm thinking my camera was just sitting on my dresser for weeks, already on. Let's pick out. Oh. Okay. Obviously, I know the characters. I always do the main characters. So at least like the main female character and the main male character. And I usually have like an extra just for like all the other characters. Deep, definitely black. There's some pinks, some purples, dark like burgundy, dark green, reds. I may do green for him. He just gives me green vibes. Of course, anything that isn't a saying, I underline, if you didn't know that. I'll go with this. What color should I do for her, babe? Like a dark purple?
Purple.
I have this. This is just a regular Sharpie highlighter. And this. For just like your other characters that talk, kind of want to do like a yellow for the gold. Like this. This one. I don't have like a yellow pen. I need to get more pen colors. Just go black. Hi, babe. I'm at my mom's house, and because we came here to swim, and I'm just gonna be in the pool reading my book. officially say that I'm halfway through the book now. Of course I'm loving it. Of course I am loving it. Let's see, I am I am 55% through this book, and I started it yesterday. So today's the next day, and look how satisfying. Just to catch you guys up on like what I've read, let's see, if you read book 1, it ended with Cate was taken and Lach doesn't know where she was, who took her, but he suspects like a specific person. He goes after this said person, which basically falls in the line of the actual person who did take Cate suspected and like put that person in that position. The one that Lach suspected is the one who stole Cate, because he wanted Lach to assume that it was the said person. And then of course Cate eventually finds her escape because some witches actually helped her out. For the reason why she was taken by this person, he needed some witches to like help try to get this specific thing. Lach finds her, they're able to get back, but Lach is being hunted because he killed Penumbra. I think that's how you say it. That's how I've been saying it. And when you kill a Penumbra, you're basically, your life sentence is death, and you're hunted for your life, for the rest of your life, until you basically die. He got that all from book 1. That was at the end of book 1 when Cate was captured. Everything, like a lot happened at the end of the book 1, and I loved how in this book you were able to like start where you left off type of thing. It's also POV in Lach's and Cate's point of view, so I love that. So now they're back together, but because he's being hunted, they tried to capture Cate through his Fae transportation. When he uses his powers, the wild hunters are able to locate where he is, so he has to be very careful not to use his powers. And Cate's kind of just trying to get answers because she's noticed that Lach kept secrets from her, that he wasn't like fully telling truths. And so now she's thinking like, who can I trust? You know, like she's kind of lost, but at the same time she loves Lach so much. Lach loves her. Lach just wants to protect her. And she noticed that because while she was kidnapped, her kidnapper actually told her that Lach was dead. So of course, as she was kidnapped, she believed that Lach was actually dead, and like her heart was broken, everything. You find out a lot of stuff in book 2 that you kind of like assumed in book 1. I love the storytelling. I love the flow of it. I love how we get to see everyone else. We don't have everyone else's POVs, but of course, in this moment, as Cate's trying to navigate like who she is and what's happening, and like how to get past Lach being hunted and all of these things. She doesn't even know who like her parents are, and she's kind of lost. She's at a loss. But she has the only people she knows that will be there for her. I can predict, like I have this ache in my throat that something I don't want to happen is going to happen. But then again, in my mind, it's like telling me it'll happen, but yet there's a way out of it type of situation, you know? I don't know. The way this story is going, I just know something bad's gonna happen, because that's what happens with good stories. They always have a wicked plot twist. It turns into something bad that you never want to happen, but I'm just hoping that it backfires and we end up having a good, happy ending. So let's have a good, happy ending. And I just want to finish this book. I want to sit and I want to read this book, and yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, we need to talk. We need to talk. Okay, because so much has happened. My earring came out. I literally thought I lost an earlobe. I saw most of it coming, but one, I didn't expect all of it to happen around the same time. Okay, it's hard for me to put it down, but I know that I need to like talk to you guys about like what I've read so far. Last I spoke to you guys, what happened again? Okay, so then she went and saw this witch about the thing. Because I'm trying not to spoil so much about this book, I'm just gonna say, like, call this person or this thing, you know, that's how I'm gonna refer to it, okay? Because I don't want to spoil anything. Now, with this thing, she ended up having to go to a witch to try to seek help as to, like, what is it, because she's lost, she doesn't know who she is anymore, you know? The witch kind of doesn't really help her, but at the same time, like, of course she tells her, okay, you need to speak with somebody in regards to this said thing, but the way to do that, since they're dead, is you have to come on Halloween night, or yeah, it was like at 12 at night on the 1st after Halloween or something like that. And so she's like, okay, but she said, now if you bring Lach, just know that he's gonna meet with some people that want to talk to him, but he won't be happy about it. And then she ends up going to, because she's never gone trick-or-treating, she ends up persuading Lach to go trick-or-treating with her. Well, that becomes a fail because, you know, Lach is being hunted, as well as she's counted as a human. And, like, obviously people don't like that because Lach is the one who owns New Orleans, the town that they're in New Orleans. And he's in love, right? And almost everybody knows it. They see it. They even come forth with it. So he takes her trick-or-treating. It's a fail. But then they meet up with the head vampire man. Like, he's really old man, but, like, he's a longtime friend to Lach's dad. He ends up persuading them to go to the party at the vampire house. And it's actually it's Lach's ex-girlfriend's party house. They end up going because she's never experienced this, as well as Lach's sister told Cate that when you truly want to experience Halloween, you have to do it the right way, and the best way is to do it with the vampires because they know what they're doing. Like, this is a perfect opportunity. So they end up going to this thing. She ends up obviously meeting the ex-girlfriend. They actually get along, which is quite weird, and I expected it like to be a little bit different because the way Cate is, but that's okay. And then of course there ends up being a murderer as she decides to leave because it's 12, so she had to go meet with this witch to do this seance thing that they were doing so she could find out about this thing, but she needed to speak to her dead grandma. So she leaves, but Lach has to handle some stuff because there was a fight that broke out, so he stays behind, but he was gonna go. Once the seance is over, Lach actually ends up being there, and he's pissed off because obviously he wasn't there to see the seance, but come to find out, even though it was just Cate there, she did end up meeting with somebody who isn't dead, but was able to get through to speak to Cate in regards to Lach, because it's almost his time to go. So he said, you need to do this, you need to figure out this, telling Cate. And then she meets up with Lach outside of the shop. This thing happens while they're trying to walk back, and they end up running because there's an orb, and last time there was an orb, it led to a death. Find the person who was murdered. Of course, shock to everyone. And of course, it's the first murder. It's the third murderer that they catch. But of course, it's held at the party they were at. So all of the vampires, all of the witches, everybody sees it, but the one people that don't see it is the humans, because they end up putting a glamour on the humans to show it as like a prop, like, because they don't want it to go out to show, because each murderer is kind of linking Lach to make it seem like he's the one who's murdering them. Well, then it ends up leading to his ex sees him. Obviously, it's the ex-girlfriend's house, and she ends up telling Lach, like, I'm gonna solve this, I'm gonna find out who the murderer is. She eventually, like, captures somebody, ends up being a vampire. He ends up confessing because her power is to, like, convince people to tell the truth, and Lach ends up killing him. In all of this, he ended up losing connection, like, with Cate, because he wasn't fully telling the truth. He doesn't want her to get involved with all of this stuff, but in reality, she doesn't even know who she is. She's been told different things, and she's kind of lost, and the only person she can rely on, she thought, was Lach. They end up trying to rekindle and get back together. Well, then, huge thing happens, which I kind of expected to happen. I just read the part where, like, obviously his sister ends up taking her shopping, and during the shopping, another huge thing happens. Like, it was back to back. Now, like, Lach doesn't even know. Like, it's one thing that Lach thinks he knows, but he's not for certain. Mind you, Lach's sister's like, what the hell is going on? In the midst of all of them figuring out whatever the hell is happening with Cate, Lach is in his office and the witch comes back, the same witch that did the seance to Cate. Well, she's like, well then you're gonna end up having a 5th murderer. And he's like, 5th? There's only been 3, you know, type of things. Well, then she ends up confirming the 4th one, which they all were like, how did we miss this? All they need is a 5th one to break the wards. Then she ends up having like a seizure or something and ends up passing out. Her last words was like, Cate, the spell. And like, I don't know if it was a confession that it was her spell or something. But this is all happening while Cate's dealing with her own shit with Lach's sister. And it's like, what the hell? So I literally had back to back to back 3 different things, big, huge things. I'm only like 80-something% through the book. I'm like, well, what the hell is going to happen? Because now my mind is like running in circles and I'm trying to comprehend what's going to happen, because what I thought when I was at 55% was going to happen towards the end hasn't happened. And now I'm like, there's so much other things that have happened, which I kind of saw coming, but some of it I didn't see coming. I'm that type of person who reads a book and I'm trying to like pinpoint the person, right? Or pinpoint the plot. I'm lost now. I'm so lost. It's okay. I'm enjoying the book because my favorite types of books are the ones that'll keep you on your toes constantly. And no joke, after hitting 55, I just started reading and I couldn't stop reading, you guys. That's just me catching up with you guys and telling you everything I've read up until now. I definitely love it. And now at this point, like I've just marked so much because I can't explain to you guys, when I'm into a book, I cannot stop reading. Not even to like highlight a quote that I love. So basically what I do is I just like dog ear the page and then I'll go back through and find whatever I wanted to highlight. And so that's what I'm gonna do now. And then probably dinner, hang out with my kids for a little bit, and then finish the book. It's gonna be done tonight. It's definitely gonna be done tonight. I said I was gonna finish this book in one day, and I say that I succeeded. From the last time I spoke with you guys, I was 88% through, definitely almost done, definitely finished it that same night, and as you guys can tell, I was crying. I was sad. I went to Instagram right afterwards and I commented on one of her like old posts in regards to this second book, and I needed answers, and I had lots of questions, but of course the number one thing is I needed to know if there was a third book, because you can't end a book like that, you know, with him already being hunted and then her finding out who she truly is, and then for that ending to happen the way it did. One, from the second I knew of the person, I knew it would be fishy. I knew this person would be the person in the end to do what they did. I have to wait another year, but shoot, what if it's not even a year? I hope for darn sure it's gonna be a year, because my heart, like, I truly love this series so much. It goes, like, this series is tier top with my Throne of Glass. I loved it so much. I love Lach, I love Cate, I love the connection. I love how you get to see the world building between the Fae world and the human world. But I can't wait another year for the third. She has one in like the vampire realm. Like, she's got another book in regards to this one, but it's with the vampires instead of the Fae, and I'm debating should I read it. But my only thing is, I love Lach and Cate so much. I don't even know who the vampire one is. Like, I don't even know who it's written in or who it's about or anything. It is now Sunday, and I finished this book 3 days ago. A whole week. I finished this book last Sunday, a whole week ago, but I've just been so busy to like actually sit down and talk to you guys and actually tell you my opinions and how I felt towards this book. I don't care what anybody else says. Throne of Glass is top tier, okay? But Filthy Rich Fae, to me, is top tier too. You don't get a lot of like in-depth, as Sarah J Maas writes, but Geneva Lee puts it in context of you get enough context. Does that make sense? Also, she has spice, and Throne of Glass there isn't any spice, which is totally fine. Also, Sarah J Maas's writing, of course, is beyond comparable to anybody else's, but Geneva Lee, I like how she puts enough context for you to understand the whole book, and like, obviously you can predict some things, but it's also really hard to predict most things, and that's what comes with a good book anyways. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I honestly feel like I filmed this video in a way where it was like filmed as if you guys were on FaceTime with me, and I was just talking to you about like going through my day-to-day life and just talking to you guys about one of my most anticipated books. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, and then if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!